Good morning, and good morning. Welcome, everybody, to the Coaches Lounge with yours truly, Barbara Beckley. This is a full packed, wonderful show today. We have two wonderful, I call all the lady queens because I look at them as royalty. And when they come on to the platform, I just have to give them their just. First, we're going to have the wonderful, amazing Chan. And then after that, we're going to have Ashley Bazoff. And you're going to understand these two women, how they're influence and an impactor in this world. So I want to make sure I give them all the time they need because we only just have 1 hour. And sometimes I wish to myself, I said, I just wish I could just hone them in for like just a little bit more time. But you know what? That's what makes it where I can always say, can you come back? So, there's always a method to my madness. So we do a little taste and then we're like, okay, we want to bring them back. I want them back on the show. And it's going to happen. I mean, I'll talk to them. I'll see how their schedule is. People that in that high rank, it takes a lot to get them on your agenda. So I want to make sure that, it's good fit for them. But I just want to say that this show, and I'm so proud that I started this show because, sometimes you have talk shows or people that you interview, and it's about, the book or the speaker or, whatever, because I'm a speaker and I'm an author too. So I get it. I understand. I've been on platforms. I've been interviewing with people, but we never really dig into the people that are helping you get to those levels in life. And those are the coaches and the consultants and the people that really take that time to just draw into your life to make you understand where you need to go. And that's why I love the Coaches Lounge now. I started like a month ago on this network because I want to bring out those experts and those influencers and impactors that are taking that time to say, you know what, I care enough about you in your life, be it if it's personal development, if it's finances, if it's skincare, whatever it is, if it's health, that I'm taking that time out so I can walk you through the lifestyle that you need. So we're going to dig in real quick, but I just can't bring in queens, just say, okay, here we are, and we're going to talk. I have to bring them in the right way, okay? If they're royalty, I have to be brought in royalty. But first, we're going to have Miss Tasha Chan. I just love her name. She is an expert in taking businesses from struggling and on the verge of giving up to open their kind of dreams again, having fun and making, guess what? Money. Her wildest impactful manifestation and mindset training and coaching has helped entrepreneurs around the global generate an additional, now get this, I was like, my eyes went like this when I popped, 47.5 million in revenue in their business in past 6 years. And it didn't even take that long. See, sometimes when you really want something, it doesn't have to take so long. You just got to just put your mind to it. And I'm putting a little cue out there because that's what she's going to be talking about a little bit. She has a knack for seeing the big picture of others and helps them see their own power. Her inspiration talks cover the magic of manifesting, mindset, and developing personal superpowers, sales from the heart, and calling in abundance. Yes. So we are going to hear from this wonderful queen. But like I said, I got to do her justice. So give me 1 minute, just 1 minute, and she will be coming on with me. Here we go. Yes.
I love that. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. What a surprise. Oh my gosh, that was so good, Barbara. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that.
That is my gift to you, Queen. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you
Thank you,
did.
fellow queen. I receive.
Wow, I have. I mean, I'm just putting on this. These crowns are really just glowing this morning. So, lady, I'm so glad that you're on the show. I know that you have been just skyrocketing everywhere on, TV, national, international, everywhere. And I was like, can I catch you before you even get
Aw.
so you have been, yeah, I'm just so honored for you to be on the show. So I just want to really just dig in, lady, because I know there's some things coming up, in fact, coming up this weekend for you. But before you talk about that, I always ask the coaches and consultants that I bring on, what made you kind of like start, like the beginning of wanting to help people, especially in your area regarding like the mindset for finances?
Oh my goodness. I'm not sure what the answer would be for many coaches. I think it would be similar. I think we teach what we need to learn,
Mm.
right? So for me, I have struggled. I mean, I have a story that is just a story upon a story upon a story around my struggles from birth with money. I tell people I literally entered the world with a money wound. And as a child, I obviously didn't know that, but I went through my life and it got to a point where it's like, nah, something's up with me and money. like,
Mm.
this is just not by happenstance. And that moment came. I'm an academic, so I'm that girl. I did my book work. I did really well in school. I got a good job. I climbed the corporate ladder. I am the girl who tell her what to do. She's going to do it well and create success, right? So I was, and I also say I'm raised in Jamaica, and one of the things that we hold on to with pride is how hard we're willing to work.
Yes.
So you have the academics plus the hard work combined, and it was like that was my formula for success, and it really served me. I did well in corporate America. I started a franchise business. I was winning all kinds of awards. I was just, I mean, check, 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 everything you could dream of when it comes to success. And then Barbara, like that, it was gone.
Wow.
Literally overnight gone. And my failure wasn't just, oh, this little thing happened. I
Mm.
actually ended up having to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Mm. Okay.
And for me, it was okay, time to evaluate because all these things are happening. You look back at your life, and, I could see I was always just working so hard for money. I was always wanting to prove that I was just better than everybody else to get it. Um, Literally putting my family and my life up
Mm.
for grabs so
Yeah.
I could pursue money. And when I failed in that way, I really had to stop and go, okay, Tasha, like the
Mm.
common denominator here is
It's,
you. And what I decided in that moment, I call it my come to Jesus moment. I
mm.
really just said, okay, God, I'm at the bottom, 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 the bottom of the bottom right now financially.
Mhm.
But sometimes when your back's against the wall and you have no choice but to surrender, it's actually the sweetest place to be
Mm.
because your desire is like a 12 out of 10 at that point. You are willing to do whatever you need to do to change. You're willing to acknowledge your desires and go after them. Like I had nothing to lose, and it was actually a good place to be. So
Yeah.
I said, here's all I know, God.
Mhm.
I still want to be an entrepreneur.
Mm.
I want financial freedom, and I want to do something that I love,
Yes.
and having fun while I'm doing it, throw that in as a bonus. Like
The plus.
that's it, right? That's my criteria. Those three and a half things. I don't know what that's gonna look like, God, but that's your specialty, that's your thing, right? So you
Mhm.
take care of that for me. And I literally just became obedient to two things. I started doing the work on me, and
Mhm.
once you ask for change, the things to support you are going to show up. Most people don't take action. Me, I took action. I needed to change. So
Yeah.
I all the books and the people and the seminars and all the things started coming my way, and I
Mm.
really just I just went head first,
Of course.
absorbing it,
Mm,
practicing, and it changed my life.
mm,
And the other thing that happened is I realized once my life started changing that I was in a leadership position with an organization, and I saw all these women
mm,
who were where I was, right? They had businesses, they weren't really moving the needle in the way that they wanted to. And here
mhm,
I was new in this discovery for myself. And it felt
mhm,
like the only natural thing to do. It's like
mm.
if you had a great recipe and I'm here telling you I want to make chicken, you're gonna give me the recipe, right? And so you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you want to you have family coming over, you want a really good recipe, here it is, right? So that's what it was like for me. I had found this thing that was working for me, and I all I wanted to do was share it with them.
Mm.
And my best friend and business partner at the time said, if you don't charge them, I'm never speaking to you again.
Oh, she can.
She told me. And I said, well, then you charge them. And Barbara, they paid. I couldn't believe that they paid, right? So
Mm,
here I was ready to give this
mm,
away for free. And she was like,
mhm,
they're not going to get the value. And you're going to mess the whole energetics up of this if you
mm.
don't have an energetic exchange, right? And so thank you, God, for her.
Yes, yes.
I charged and my business was born.
Mm,
And yes, even though it is the thing that I do to create a living,
mm,
my heart and my joy and my
mm.
reason for existing, the bottom line is, why did I start it in the first place? I had found something that changed my life and I wanted to share it with others.
Yeah. And I think that's what, first of all, everything, this is a phenomenal. Thank you for just being so open
You're
about that. And that's
welcome.
what I love because people need to understand the connection. And you gave us a connection where you were there, but then things happen and you
Yeah.
lost it. And you had to make a decision. And see what I liked about that, what you did, and that's what I always tell other people. You can do two things when things go haywire in your life. You can either don't do anything and stop and say, "Oh, woe is me," or you
Yep.
can say, "You know what? I'm going to take the reins and I'm going to move forward and I'm going to find a way." And you found a way, lady, and the universe was coming to you after that. And that's why things were getting thrown at you. And your friend told you, "Look, you got to say, I'll charge for that."
Yep. She sure did. Yes.
Wow, that is awesome. So now, Tasha, I know with everybody always talks about you got to have a mindset. You have to make sure that you're thinking through things. Now, I know that's one of your biggest things because like you said, you have a love and a heart for what you do. And I think that makes a difference too. Sometimes you can be an entrepreneur, you're like, okay, I'm making this to make some money, bring some people in, da da da. Da. But you have this heart that shines
Mhm.
everywhere. And you just draw people in. You do. I mean, I was looking at your interviews. I was scoping. I was.
You had to have been to do that little reel that you did.
I was checking you out. I was like they say, I was checking the lady out.
I
And I
love it.
said, wow. I said, you have you just bubble every time you talk about it. And I always tell people that's why it's so important to understand your purpose and what you should be doing because it's going to overflow. And that's what you do. So going back to the mindset, what would you kind of start with people with that? Because with what's going on in the world now and everything, other things are trying to take so what would you kind of give them?
So I've been talking about this so much lately, and my heart's just saying, to really go like to the point on this right now. And so here's the thing: telling you my story is probably I don't want to use the word trigger, but what's bringing to my awareness how to respond to that question is that for so many people, we're not willing to be honest with ourselves about
Mm,
where we are, right? It is easier. I was talking to someone who saw one of my interviews and called me and said, do you know how much work you have to do? He said, this world, people are so negative. Do you know how much work you have to do? And so, so I said, you're telling me? So we were having this conversation and he said it, he nailed it. He said, to be negative is so easy. It takes
mm,
no effort,
yeah.
zero effort, right? And
Mm,
so Tony Robbins says the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you're willing to ask yourself. So
mm,
my response to your question right now, Barbara, is
mm,
not directed at the people who are financially not where they want to be, and they're satisfied. It's
Mm.
not for those people, right? That's
Mm.
okay. Like no judgment, no criticism. But if you're in a place financially that you don't want to be, and you are really looking around at your life going, how is this me?
Mhm.
That's what I did. I was like, how is this my life? I am too hard of a worker. I'm too smart. I'm too all giving. I'm too a good person. I'm too all the things for this to be my life. How is this my life? And I asked a question like, what is going on with me?
Mm.
And that is probably one of the hardest questions to ask. And the answer is always going to come back to, I'm telling you, your money begins in your mind.
Mhm.
It is not the job you have. It's not the business you're running. It's not the education you have. It's none of those things. It's how do you think about money? Right. And so I just want to say, are you willing to ask yourself that question? How do I think about money? What is
Mm.
my mindset when it comes? What are my dominant thoughts? Yes, I'm listening to Tasha and Barbara right now, and I'm on a high. It's Friday morning, and yes, girl, talk about the money. I'm down for it. I'm a millionaire, and I'll say all the affirmations in the world for the next 5 minutes. But then the next 23 and a half hours of the day, your dominant thoughts, if they are worry, lack, fear,
Mm.
all of those lower energy thoughts, then the
Mhm.
5 minutes you took with the high vibration of money, you could see that is way heavier and
Mhm.
just more dominant. And
Mhm.
you have to become aware of that. I knew at the time, Barbara, when I found myself in that place, I
Mhm.
was in a business I hated. So
Mm.
all my thoughts was, I hate this business, I hate this business, I hate this business, I hate this business. Right? It was seriously, God
That's
was like,
cold.
okay, well then let me take you out of it. Right? So there was that. I did not value myself. I ran that business for 5, 6 years. I never once paid myself. I wouldn't even buy gas for my car from the business. Right.
Wow.
So talk about telling money, like, I don't care about you. Like, you know what I mean? Just giving that message. And then over here, I'm worrying about the business finances, worrying about our personal finances, just
Mhm.
in constant fear around money. And I had to really sit down and go, well, chick, you kind of created this. Your dominant thoughts were around fear with money, which led to this outcome.
Mhm.
Period. End of story. So you want a different reality?
Mhm.
Change the way you're thinking about money.
Yes, so true. And like you said, you have to start trusting into you, like you said.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of ladies that I talk to sometimes when it comes to business and they put their products out and then they're like, yeah, Barbara, I'm selling it for this amount. And then they'll come back like 5 minutes later. You think that's too much? Maybe I should lower it. Ooh, they might not pay for that.
Right.
Or they see
Yeah.
that people are not really responding too quickly. And then they
Yeah.
start doubting themselves and their value. So
Yeah.
what do you say about that? Because that's
Yeah.
a big
I
thing.
mean, again, right, Barbara, I teach this in our program when we work with entrepreneurs is everything comes back to the way you're thinking, right? So everything that happens in your external world is a reflection of your inner world. If the
Mm-hmm.
moment you put it out there, and I've proven this for myself over and over and over, and I'm a scientist at this one, right? It's like the moment you put it out there from the place of, hmm, I wonder if people are going to buy it. I wonder if this is too much. I wonder if maybe I should offer it for free first. And that's the energy that you put it out there with. That's what's coming from inside of you. Well, the people that match that are going to show up and they're going to go, so much, that price, that's exactly what they're going to do. You're literally setting yourself up to attract the people who match
Mm-hmm.
the thoughts that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes back to, before you even do all of that, do the work on yourself. Stand in what you deserve. Stand behind the value of what you're putting out there. Stand behind the price that you're pricing things at. And when you put it out, I'm not telling you the very first person that comes running is going to go, oh, wow, I've been looking for that. You're charging $10 here. You want 12? Like, that would be beautiful if it happened in that way. But what tends to happen, and I talk about this in my book, Deservingness, is that in anything in life, we want to go for a 10 out of 10, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And what's going to happen is, because you live for such a long time accepting a 2 out of 10, a 3 out of 10 in your business, in your relationships, in your whatever, now that you've
Mhm.
made this declaration you're going to go for a 10 out of 10, well, God, universe, source is going to send you a few 5 out of 10 situations, 6 out of 10. So you're going to have a client that comes and they might say, oh, wow, $10? Would you be willing to take 7? And you get to
Mm.
say, no, it's
Mm.
10. It's 10.
Yes.
Right. And so, what I have found, and this is why I say, I will look you in the eye and tell you my price for my services, because I've done the work to stand behind, knowing not only do I deserve it for how I show up and how I serve, but I know that that is beyond a doubt
Mhm.
priceless for what you're going to get, right, in
Yes.
return. So that's the place that people really need to come from. And just remember, the people that are showing up, they're simply mirroring what's going on inside you.
Mm. Ooh.
So do that work first.
Yes. Awesome. Yes. And ooh, I like that. I like that. You got so much good wisdom. That's why you're the coach. That's why you're the queen. But I was thinking too when you were talking about, that you attract once you put it out there. That's why I was
Mhm.
telling people words are powerful. Thoughts and words are so powerful. When you put it out there, you attracting what you're putting out. And then you
Yeah.
ask yourself this question, well, why am I getting all these customers that don't want to pay? Or why am I getting all these customers that want a discount? Or they want me to do it for free? You're asking these questions, and like you just said, well, you kind of put that in motion.
You did. Yes.
And some people don't want to go back to themselves. They'll start
Right.
talking about everything else that's wrong. The
Exactly.
economy, the
Yeah.
pandemic, their husband, their whatever, their wife, whatever, and they don't go back to, okay, did I do something here?
Yeah.
Did
You
I
know
do
what I
something?
love about that though, Barbara, is that honestly, and again, this is, remember I told you, this conversation is not for the people who want to stay over there and point the finger at everything else, right?
Mhm.
No judgment. I get it. And I just pray that things change. And someday you come to the realization that life is so much
Mhm.
easier and you will have so much power when you own, oh, it's me. And what I love about that, honestly, is, oh my gosh, so I am not, see, when I think I'm subjected to the economy or to where I grew up or to where I live, like seriously, under all, for all intents and purposes, the town that I live in and the size of the business that I have and the way I serve people all over the world, like nobody here even knows Tasha Chen, right? It's like,
Oh, they're
I am
missing out. What they doing?
I know nobody in this little town. I run around in my flip flops and my shorts and like, but you know what I mean? So people say it's where I live. No, it's not where you live. It's how you think. 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 And
Mhm.
here's the thing, when you start on this journey and you put your prices out there and people come to you, I'm here to tell you, you get to say no. Because here's what I've learned.
Mhm.
When you accept the 7, you're going to keep getting 7s, right?
Mhm.
But if the 7 comes and you say, "No, it's a 10." Believe me, you're going to start getting 10s because that's what you stood for. You
Yeah.
said no to the 7 to create space for the 10, the person that is going to be happy to pay you $10,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
instead of saying, what's wrong with my prices? Why they want it for free? Or da, 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 start saying, I'm so grateful. I attract people who happily pay me my
Yes.
prices.
Definitely. And I always say to people too that you put in, okay, let's just talk about you, how much experience you have, how much effort you put in. The nights, the way late nights. I mean, I know I'm not in your house, but I can tell because you're a hard worker that you that you have really mastered, become this expert. And then for somebody to turn around and say, well, can you discount that? No, I'm not discounting all of my efforts and experience and the things that I would be giving you when you pay the money. So
Right,
yes, you're investing in an investor. So you invested in what you had to do to make sure you could invest in other people's lives.
right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, wonderful.
Yep. And
But
for me,
so,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you
Well,
got
I was going to say really quickly, for me, it's not even about what I've put in, because truthfully, the way I look at that is I've put in the work to change my life,
Mhm.
right? So I've gotten the benefit of it for me, and I am
Mhm.
always doing the work for me first, right?
Mhm.
Why I stand behind my price is because I've seen how it changed my life, and I know it is priceless, and I know so much of it I did on my own. How
Mhm.
I could have accelerated and understood faster and gotten results quicker if I had had somebody to just show me the tweaks and right bring it down. And so for me, it's about this is the value of the fact that your life is going to change forever,
Yes.
right? And that for me is priceless. So yeah, I stand behind my prices. Absolutely.
Yeah, because you're worth millions and trillions. I mean, no one can never pay the money that you're worth, like you said.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you're it's like you're opening up, saying, "Okay, I'm opening up myself here. I'm doing this for me, but I'm giving you a gift." I always tell people it's really a gift that you get, and you
Yeah.
need to respect it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
respect, Miss Chen here. I'm just saying from me to you. But I
Yeah.
want to take myself down for just a few minutes, just 30 seconds, so you could explain to the people what's coming up for what you're doing, because I know there's something really powerful that's happening. And I'll be right
Thank you,
back.
thank you, thank you. All right. So, coming up tomorrow, actually, Saturday, February 5th, I'm hosting what I call a money manifesting party. And this is one of those things that I talk about where I created this event as a reflection of something that I was doing in my personal life that was working really well for me. So I'm the kind of person who, if you start the year and you start thinking about your financial goals and it makes you queasy and you feel stressed, and you're like, oh, I just don't even want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to crunch the numbers. What I found that worked for me was I started to create what I call a manifested board. So if you can think of a vision board for your life, I created a manifested board just for my money. Actually, here's one, and this is what it looks like. You can see it's got different categories so that when I was done, I took the financial goal, the number, and I said, okay, what is this going to mean? What is going to be manifested in my life because I achieved this financial goal? I then found images. I put it on this board. I put it in a place I can see every day, and every single year, bar none, the things that are there manifest, right? So for me, this is a visual representation of your financial goals. It actually scientifically infiltrates your subconscious mind because it's an image. There are images there that have an emotion tied to them. These are things that you want, the vacation you want, the house you want to buy, your retirement account, looking big and abundant. Those things have emotions tied to them versus, oh, I want to make $100,000 this year, and you have it on a spreadsheet, right? So I want to invite everyone to come to the party. Let me walk you through the process for creating your own board, your own money manifested board. It's tomorrow, February 5th. You can get registered at tashachen.com/party. We are going to have a party. So come if you want to have some fun with money and financial planning. Come join us. And hey, if you can't make it, go ahead and register. We'll send you the replay.
Wow. Now, see, now how much is it?
Free. It's a
Oh,
gift. It's
it's
a gift.
it's for gift from the queen. Okay, and I put it down there so nobody can say, "Well, what did she say? Where to go?" Okay, it's
Oh,
right
thank you. There it is. Thank
there.
you. Thank you.
I don't want people making excuses. See, that's the problem too. There's always excuses. I didn't hear what she said. Well, you don't have to because it's on the screen.
Oh, you are amazing, Barbara. Thank you.
So thank you, ladies, so much for coming to the Coaches Lounge, the Queen. And I invite you anytime you want to come back, share some more of your wisdom, share what you're doing, so people can come and just get manifested with their mindset regarding finances and just life, period. Just
Yeah.
understanding life.
Yes.
So,
I'm so grateful you had me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And in my world, we say happy financially free Friday. So go
oh,
have a
I like
great Friday.
that. You take care.
Thank you.
Bye. are back. What a wonderful, wonderful lessons learned from Mrs. Queen, Quiz's Queen Tasha Chain. I love what she's doing, and everybody just remind everybody she is doing this. She's giving it as a gift, and I love how she said gift instead of saying for free, because, like I said, you can never pay for people that are really, like she said, that are really invested in what they do, but they want to share the wealth because they want people to succeed. So we just want to thank her again for being on the show. And now we have another queen. Yes, we do. And boy, it's just nice to be around royalty this morning. It really is. This lady, and just to tell you a little bit how I met this wonderful woman. We're part of I think it's like a mastermind. Everybody knows Forbes Riley. Yes, I hope if you don't, then okay, then you're kind of hiding under a little rock. I'm just gonna let you know, just like a tad tip. But I've been following Forbes for a long time, and probably a lot of people have too. And I bought one of her programs called GSD. And everybody's probably like, okay, what's that mean, Barbara? And I love what it means. It's called Get Shit Done. And when I seen that, when she was talking about this, Forbes, I was like, I need to get that. I need to get that because I need to get some stuff done. I really do. With my courses and show and everything. I was just thinking. So I signed up for it. And part of the package, you get a 1 year. Every Wednesday, she has a mastermind. And I'm telling you, first I was like, oh, I got to find time to do that. And I was thinking to myself, okay, Barbara, this is Forbes. You need to find some time. It's just an hour, hour and a half, something like that. So I started coming every Wednesday. And with Forbes, she just has so many other programs, and you just want to sign up for all of it. And she has this one program where you learn how to pitch your thing. And all of a sudden, she had some of her graduates come on the screen. And one of them was this wonderful queen that's coming on now, Ashlyn. And she talked about her product, skincare, and she talked basically what it can do. And now this is what I love. And I'm gonna, I don't want to talk about the other pictures, but one thing that drew me to Ashley is that she showed the product, what it can do in her time that she had, how it can change. And I always tell people, when you're a coach or consultant, you need to show the results quickly. You need to show how it's going to work for the person. And she did that so effortlessly. And to the point where I bought the product. She sold me the product. She did the awesome pitch and she sold the product. So I told her, I said, you have to come on the show. Hopefully you can come on the show, lady. And, because she's a person that's a diehard when it comes to skincare, making sure that, not just the makeup and everything, but before all that. And I'm telling you, I've been using her product, the one that she sells, for maybe I think a month and a half now, around that time. And I'm feeling a difference. It feels more clean. It feels more fresh. Now I'm selling, right? But I just want to let you know how much it just, how she sold this and how I just took it. And now I'm using it. And see, that's what you want with your customers. You want your customers to talk about your product and then they'll buy it. So you got third-party endorsements. Just another little tip when it comes to that. But before, like I said, I've got to bring the queens on because I want to talk more about it and how she started into this wonderful land of skincare world and just really being such a heart of gold to people because she really cares with a big family that she has, wonderful children and a husband, and she still cares about us as people to make sure that we look nice. So with that, but I can't bring her on, like I said, I got to bring on the queens, right? Because I'll get up in trouble. So here we go. So give me a little minute. I always give me a little minute, and then we'll meet the wonderful queen. I left her by herself.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, how are
Oh,
you doing this morning? I'm so glad you're on the coach's lounge, lady.
I am great. I am great. I am so thankful to you for inviting me here. And Tasha, oh, it resounded so much. Like, definitely starts up in the mindset. So I appreciate that you had Tasha on, and like I said, inviting me here today.
Oh, yes, yes. When I find the gems and the queens, I want to bring them on the show, especially to share what they do for the world. You're influencers, you're impactors. And that's what I was telling with Tasha. And, it all starts with the mind, she said, but not just, with the finances, but even with your self development and what you do. So just want to ask the same question. How did you get, because you are a busy lady. Like I said, I watch, I look at things. And I was like, she has now how many wonderful gifts of children that you have?
So we have six biological, and then we have an adopted son. He was our foster son for many years. He lives in North Carolina with his wife and our grandson. So, yep, we've got seven kiddos total. So,
Wow.
yeah.
And I'm looking at you now. Now, okay, this goes back to the skincare and keeping yourself together like she does. Now, she just said a wife, son, and a grandson. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm trying not to lose myself here. And that's what I did the same thing when I seen you in Forbes. I'm like, when you was telling us you have the children and you have grand, I'm like, who are you? How old are you? What are you doing? Where is the magic? So, let's just start there. So, what made you just say, I really want to get into this type of career and help others do the same thing with their skin?
That is a phenomenal question. So, 3 years ago, actually probably more like three and a half, I had I was battling some skin issues. I was having some eczema flare ups. Um, and I was trying everything. And when you think of all the products that are on the market today, I mean, you can walk down a lotion aisle at Target or Walmart or whatever, and you're just bombarded with so many options. Um, and I had the natural mindset. So it was like, okay, I can't put toxic chemicals on my hand at the time or just on my body in general because it wasn't where our lifestyle is. So my cousin was having a online Facebook party, and at the time that was kind of rare just because it was more in-home shows. It was people
Mhm.
gathering together. um and I was kind of flipping through before and afters, and I was like, okay, that product does that. Okay, I need to order that. So that kind of started like the product journey. But then I had just given birth to baby number 6. And everything went great. It was an amazing home birth, and I got really sick. I
Oh.
started to decline what I felt like was hourly. Um, I had battled for a good week of severe dehydration. I could hardly get out of bed. Um, and I had gone to the emergency room, and they're like, well, you might have a virus, you're dehydrated, we'll give you fluids, but we don't see anything that we're going to admit you.
Mm.
Okay, fantastic. So I go home or come home, and another week is going by. Now it's getting to the point that I can hardly breathe. And I said to my husband, I'm like, and this takes a lot for me to like take me to the hospital because I'm
Mhm.
very much like natural remedies, like,
Mhm.
I'm going to fight this
Really,
on my
yeah.
own. And I looked at him and I said, something isn't right. Take me back in. And he took me in, and they said my oxygen levels were in the 60s. It was like I was running a marathon sitting down. And come to find out, my body had gone septic. I developed somehow a strep A bacterial infection.
Oh, wow.
So think strep throat. And it was septic. I had fluid on my lungs. It was putting so much pressure and strain on my heart. Like it was a
Mhm.
nightmare. I had been in the hospital for 10 days total, first the ICU and then a regular room.
Mm.
And I came home with PICC line antibiotics. And during that time, my my mind went into this depressive state. I had so many high expectations of life was going to change because, hey, I almost died.
Mm.
Like, set expectations on my husband, set expectations on maybe even my kids more so than before.
Mm.
Um, because it became about the memories, not about the work, not
Mm.
about working and working and working and working.
Mm.
But then as my marriage was starting to like crumble, what I felt like before my eyes, and my mindset was driving deeper into that dark place, I'm like, I need to do something for me that is going to take care of me. And it wasn't so much about being able to share my story. It was more so, okay, how do I now shift this into I need to take 5 minutes, I need to take 15, half hour, whatever it is. If I can't get out of the house
Mm.
regularly with all of the kids and, a newborn baby and my husband working massive amounts of hours, then I need to figure something out. So that led me to a product that I knew was already working because I had seen the results.
Mm.
So let's get into the skincare piece. And
Mm.
I'll tell you, at first, when the opportunity presented itself, I had told my mentor, I'm like, no, I can't add something else on. I'm recovering yet. Like our financial state. I was putting that scarcity mindset out there at the time. And finally, like I said, as things started to continue to spin out,
Mm.
I was like, no, I'm done. I'm making the decision today, and this is what I'm doing. And I didn't really have in my mind at first the idea of growing a team or selling anything. That was not even like, no, I don't want to do it. It's spammy. It's all those network marketing thoughts.
Mhm.
And as things started to go, I was like, this is fun. I'm making friends. I'm changing my skin. I'm sharing this with ladies that are seeing results and loving it.
Mm.
So let's keep going. So that's kind of where we are. And I took Forbes class. Um, One, it wasn't just for my skincare business, but it was for my husband's business too.
Oh,
Because
okay.
not only are we parents of 7 kids, but we have 3 companies. I do my skincare, my husband has his property maintenance business, and now we're opening a new division. So there's things that are like going on all the time. So when moms say that they're busy, I get it. You're
Mm.
busy. But
Mhm.
you have to remember that you have to take care of you. And if you
Mm.
don't, you can't pour that cup out to everybody else. You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to become stressed and
Mm.
there's going to be tension and you're going to see it.
Yeah.
So it's really about women learning
Mhm.
not just a routine for their skincare and feeling confident in their skin because I've battled with skin issues,
Mhm. I had to.
but it's learning to take care of you.
Mm.
And when you have a near death experience like I had,
Yes.
things switch and enough is enough.
Mhm.
Because when you don't have any more to give, you can't pour from an empty cup.
No.
So you have to take care of you. So that's what I teach.
I love it. See, that's why I always love hearing the backstories of people where they came from, because that just first of all gives people connection of what you do, and then you just see the passion. Because through the whole time that you were talking, I was just looking at you. I was like, you just glow because you're doing something that you do. And congratulations, you and your husband with the other two companies. And I love what you said. I love what you said, Ashley, when you said, I know, especially as women, as mothers, I know you're busy, especially if you got more than one or two or three children, of course, because but look at you. And you still said to yourself, I have to find something, even though I love my children to death, I would die for them. But I have to find something for me too, so I can be like productive in this world. And I'm glad that you found something that you're doing that you like and that you're helping others with the skincare. Now, let me ask you, because if a person like comes to you, like I know for me, it was kind of like you showed me it worked, let me buy. I mean, it was just how it went. I even was trying to get the link. I think I asked you like 3 or 4 times. You got the link? I want the link. Send the link. But if somebody that is approaching that might not have been in the room, how do you go by the beginning stage of it with people to understand, so they can understand about it?
So essentially every encounter is obviously different. A lot of my business is built on social media, just because, again, with the kids, I don't get out of the house, at least very often. But typically an encounter, somebody will either message me, or if there's a post, that they're battling with skin issues, I offer a sample, first of all, because a lot of times you can't, or I shouldn't say can't, but a lot of times you want to try before you buy.
Yeah.
Now, if there's an instance like in our situation where I'm demoing something and you're like, my skin needs that, like, how do I get it? There's that. But typical encounters don't happen that way. So it's very much offering that sample. Try this. If you like it, if you want to get more in full size, whatever, that suits your needs, then let's connect and we'll take those steps. But it's really helping people determine their skin type. Again, this goes back to, you're looking for a lotion, you're walking down the aisle. It's the same thing with skincare. So many skincare products, and you have a lot of greenwashing these days, that skincare will say, oh, this is in it, but then you flip the back over and you have parabens and you've got, all these other ingredients, and the main one that they talk about is last or non-existent. But wait a minute, you said that this was in here and there's no artificial this, but then when I look at the ingredients, there's artificial fragrance here, or those dyes here.
Yeah.
So it's not just about reading the labels, but it's knowing what your skin type is, because skincare isn't a one size fits all. And everybody's skin is different. Some, you've got that tightness, so you've got more of that extra dry skin. When your skin is super tight, then you need something additional, more hyaluronic acid, more moisture boosting and moisture retention product. And the beautiful thing about the skincare that I use, it's called Labri Pure and Natural. It has aloe as the first ingredient, so there's not water. Plus, we use food and pharmaceutical grade ingredients versus the the cosmetic grade ingredients. Because cosmetic grade ingredients, you run the risk of 30% contamination. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but when you also have water listed as your first ingredient, you're paying for up to 70% water, when you can go to the bathroom and turn on the faucet and get your water. So you have to think about that. I would rather pay for 70 to 75% aloe in my product and other botanicals that are going to heal my skin than pay for water. But it's in there, and you don't know what you don't know. So it's really determining that skin type. And then from there, we work together to find, okay, is this the right cleanser? Is this the right freshener? Is this the right moisture lotion? Maybe, okay, we've got this moisture lotion, but we need to tweak it. You need a little bit more because you're drier than you thought you were. Or, your skin is breaking out. Okay, do we have a cleanser that's a little too rich for your skin because we were just off a little? let's tweak the cleanser and see what we can do. But
Yeah.
it's really a process. So many times people want the overnight magic pill. Your skin is not going to give you that. If you're hodgepodging products together and you're mixing, oil
Mm,
delay and you're mixing
mm.
Airbond and all of these other products, you're actually confusing your skin and you are actually creating your
A
skin issues.
problem.
And people don't realize that because all of their formulas are different.
Yes.
So with Labri, it's a building system. So we typically start people with 3 pieces and maybe throw in an exfoliator. But generally, we'll start with 3 pieces just so they can get into that routine and then we build on it. But each product works synergistically together to really give your skin that healing. So each product contains different ingredients that build on each other to
Mhm.
maintain and heal that skin. So that's kind of the beauty of it. Um, and then after determining that skin type, then we go, okay, try your samples 7 to 10 days. If
Mhm.
you want to get full size, let's get you your products. And then we just go from there. And I check in. The store isn't going to do that for you. Hey, how's your skincare doing? They're not doing that. So if it's not working, well, you either just keep using it and not get the results, or you pitch it and you try something new and you're still stuck where you were before.
Mhm.
So it's really working as a team to find out where that sweet spot is for your skin.
Yeah, and I love actually before I give you the floor a little bit for to just give more tips for people. But I love what you said about understanding your skin because I know I used to before I came on and became a customer of yours that I was using Mary Kay. And I was using Mary Kay for a long time. But before then, I was doing what you said earlier, what not to do. I was getting oil of Olay. I was getting all these things, products on the over the counter, and just trying anything. Well, maybe this will go. Well, this moisturizer. Then I would get another different brand for like another thing. So I'm mixing all these brands up. Then I'm trying to. Then you're trying to figure out. Well, why is my skin breaking out more? It looks all patchy or whatever. Well, when I think about it now, I'm like, Barbara, well, you just mixed up a whole bunch of different chemicals on your face. Didn't you just realize that? And then you're asking the question why your skin is not the way it should be. So that's what told me whatever skincare, and this is a good tip because Ashley mentioned this a few times, use the whole system of it. That
Yeah.
I think that's very because like she said, everything works together. So just don't buy, okay, well, I like the moisturizer for that and that's it. And then you go somewhere and get the cleanser or something like that. No, make sure you get the whole set.
Yeah,
I,
you
I
will find the best results when you're using everything together. And I'll be honest, when I first started with the skincare products, I was very hit or miss. And hit or miss doesn't get you results. Okay, that is key. When I realized, okay, if I'm going to teach women, men, whoever is watching what I do, if
Mhm.
I'm going to teach that, I better be doing it. So that's when the real mindset shift happened of, okay, now I'm washing twice a day. And it doesn't matter if I'm going to bed at 2 a.m., I'm washing my face before I crawl in bed. You don't go to bed with makeup on your face because you
Mhm.
can age yourself 7 times faster by
Wow.
going to bed with your makeup on. I did that so many times as a teen, even into my adult years. So once you know better, you can do better for your skin. So it's really working with somebody one on one that can help guide you
Mhm.
into that result that you're looking for when it comes to your
Mhm.
skincare.
Wow, I love what you said. And you're so true. Once you'll do better. And I knew, and I'm doing better with you, and I'm doing better with the product because I'm loving it. And I'm just not saying that because you're just a queen, but I'm saying that because it's true. I see the results when you use the whole products in the system. I've seen it where it has changed my skin, and I even talked to Ashley. I told her, I think maybe a few weeks ago, I was like, Ashley, I'm seeing, blotches, like, oh, well, I'm aging. I'm much older than you. So I'm seeing, I'm looking at that part of it. And you just said, well, your skin has to get used to the product because you've been
Yep.
using, and you were right because now I've been using it for like a month now, and I could see it adjusting with
Yeah.
the new product. So
And that's the thing. When you switch to a different skincare product, your skin has to acclimate to that environment. It's no different than if you're living in Wisconsin and it's 20 below and all of a sudden you go down to Florida where it's 80. You have to acclimate to that environment and your skin is no different. It's your largest organ. You only get one, so you better take care of it. But it has to go through that period of time. And so many times people quit before they get through that period, or they don't finish with the tweak. Say we need to add a different product in to help dry up any blemishes, or we need to support it in flushing some of that out a little bit more. It's, oh, it didn't work. It's the product's fault. Okay, there's
what do you,
responsibility that has to be taken with that piece when you're not using it how I'm suggesting, or you're just hit or miss, and so it's a two-way street. Let's put
yes.
it that way.
I love how you said, okay, because it's so easy to blame it on the product. Let's just blame it on the product. The product did it. That's why my face is this way. But you didn't think about, like you said, did you wash your face before you went to sleep and took all that makeup off and put the product on? Did you get up in the morning? I mean, you have to follow the rules. Like I said, there's directions to do to see the progress with that.
Yes,
So
yes.
actually, I want to take me down for 30 seconds. I just want to give any lasting thoughts for the audience, and I'll come back up and we can make sure we get your contact information out there to everybody.
Okay, sounds good. So, for me, if you are interested in any samples, you can go to my website, labri.com/Ashley Balza, and you can request samples, or you can connect with me directly. You can send me an email, ashleybalza@gmail.com, and let's evaluate your skin. Every now and then I'm putting classes together. So you'd have to friend me on Facebook to be able to find out the details of any upcoming classes that I'm doing. But the biggest thing is the samples. Okay. This is the 7 to 10 day piece that you can request. And I walk you through each step. So I am your guide throughout the entire time that you are using the product. And I also have my skincarewithaShley.com website, which Barbara has going across the screen. That is where you will find more information about me, how to join my VIP community, how to connect with me via phone. All of it is in there, and even shopping links if you are like, yep, I need to make a change. Let's connect, determine my skin type, and I want to shop. So all of that is on that website.
Oh, this has been awesome. Thank you, Queen.
You're
And
welcome.
believe me, I will be, if you want me to be your, advertiser or promoter for this, I will love to do it every time because I
Well,
know
I
what I'm
appreciate
giving.
that.
Yes. Just send them my way. If they have a problem buying it, just say, you know what, I'm gonna let you speak to Barbara Beckley. She'll get it. So but
Awesome.
Queen, I loved talking to you this morning. You gave us some good tips. I'm loving that. I mean, even you the tips that you gave reminded me of some things I need to keep doing, and there's some new things. So I love that with going back to, I love the coaches lounge, what I bring coaches and consultants in, because they're the ones that teach us where we need to go. It's easy just to say, okay, I speak, but who was the person that was really working on that? Or my skin is looking better. Who was the individual that got you to that point? So that's why I
Right.
love bringing on these wonderful coaches and consultants so they can kind of tell you where they came from and why they do what they do. And I'm just going to give you an action item here for everybody out there. Reach out. Reach out to Ashley because you see what she does and she's just a gem. So Ashley, thank you again. I welcome you back with open arms, anything that you're doing. And just thank you for coming on the show today. And you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the weekend.
Thank you for having me, and you as well.
Thank you. This made my day. My day is complete. Two wonderful queens on. One talking about the finance mindset, making sure that you're really thinking of your value when you're charging for things. Understand that you have a value. Don't slice it. Don't slice it with the prices because you're worth much more than what they're even paying for. And then we came with the wonderful queen to talk about your skincare, how you show up, giving you the little tips and information. You know, what anybody could just say, okay, go to the store and get, okay, we talk about oil of Olay, and you'll do okay. But I love what Ashley does. She's teaching you, she's showing you, and she's helping you and guiding you. And that's what it's all about. So if you're looking for people that really care, have a heart, and know what they're doing, reach out to Tasha Chang and reach out to Ashley Bozak because they know what they're talking about. And that's why I bring them on. So you can see that relationship, build a relationship, and reach out. That's what it's all about. So I want to thank everybody for coming on the show. I see everybody. I see the numbers. Thank you for supporting this show. Thank you for supporting me. And thank you for supporting anybody that comes on the show that I have guests, because that's what it's all about. It's about bringing on the experts so you can see what they do. And there might be something that they can help you with. And that's what the biggest thing. That's why I want to make sure we get contact information and all that. If you are interested, if you're a coach or consultant, and this is in any area, you know, sometimes some people, well, I just need life coaches. I need, you know, health coaches. No, any area. I want to bring you on. Let's have a talk. Let's give you that visibility so people can know what you're doing in this earth, what you're impacted with, what you're influencing people, what you're teaching people, so we can get to that other level. This whole month, just to remind everybody, is Black History Month. So you'll be seeing some videos, you know, into the whole week, because you know the show is 6 days out the week, not 5 anymore. I added another day. Can you believe it? Now I have Monday through Friday, and I have the show come on Sundays. It's called Power of the Pen with Mrs. LaWanna Bradford. So she joined under our network, and I'm telling you, we're coming full force this year, 2022. We're making some changes. But with that said, everybody, I always say, be who you are. Don't let anybody change who you are, because you have special gifts in you. And I always call that what I call the PPD, your purpose, your passion, your drive in life. Remember, that's more important than anything. Don't be anybody else. Just be you. These ladies that came on today and everybody else I bring, they are themselves, and that's how they prosper. That's how they are being blessed and blessing others, because they're being their true, honest, good self. And I want you to do the same. So remember that, and we'll see you, on Monday. Wow. Enjoy your weekend. Talk to you soon.